For this review, we have the LooseCollector's The Crypt, the Great Wolves. This is 3 of the 4 that are available. The gray, the brown, the black, don't have the white wolf. But you should get a good idea of what to expect based off of what we have here. So these guys are going to come in these plastic bags. So let's get those out. You can see the boxes a little bit better. And these guys are pretty huge. And the boxes kind of show it. So get some nice photography on the front. Each of them has a character name. So Grey Wolf is Muraco of the West. He's got the Great Wolves logo on the top. On the side, we've got some more photography. More photography. There is a product code on the bottom. That's not really a barcode. And then on the back, we get a bit of a story here. It shows the other products in the wave. That's the White Wolf. Then we have Dilim of the East. Same sort of thing, photography on this side. A little bit different photography on this side. There's a product code there. And a bit of a bio here. And then last, we've got Garros of the South. Photography. Another portrait. Product code. And he also has a bio. Okay, so that's the packaging. Let's start taking these guys out. Ooh. Okay. So here's our brown wolf. And stuff is falling all over the place. So we're just going to jump into it here. So he's got some claws, tails on that side, fist. So I'm going to show off how this is laid out in the package. I'm just going to do this for one of them because the others are pretty much the same layout. So you can see that. And noticing he doesn't have a head on in the package. This thing is hugenic. I'm gonna have to lay him down for a second. All right, there's a little piece of paper. They are giving you a similar instruction that Mythic Legions comes with. Basically, if you got a stuck joint, immerse it in hot water to free the joint to avoid damage. Also says keep out of direct sunlight and high temperature and strong chemicals. If you're unfamiliar, sunlight can damage these things like long periods of sunlight. Okay, yeah, he's a bit stiff, so I'm gonna be careful with him. So I believe they kept the head off just to help with shipping, make shipping a little bit easier. While the head is off, there is a kind of a free floating hair piece here. And you can see there's a double dumbbell, but it is like difficult to move. So just keep in mind, you get this guy for the first time. He's gonna be a bit unruly. All right, let's put his head on, and as you can see, his mouth does move. And you got a lot of different ways to position him. So like his legs aren't fully extended right now, but they're pretty far extended. Could probably take him up one more notch and he still be able to stand. But I think the idea is that you're going to have him crouch a bit, and it's probably going to help with stability also. There are a lot of soft ratchets so far in the knees, the hips, but he is a bit stiff out of the package. Okay, looks like he's able to stand up pretty good now. I just basically did my best to lower his stance a little bit and try to widen it some. But good God, this thing is just huge and chunky. um, so tail goes into a hole in the back. I am not going to put this on right now because I have broken Mythic Legion's tails doing stuff like this. I'm going to heat this up first before I put that in, but that basically goes in like that. I just want you to be aware of it. Um, I do feel like the head doesn't like point up enough. But I'm kind of looking down at an angle here, and the camera looking like straight forward. This looks fine. This poses pretty well. And I'm a bit worried about the head, so I'm gonna heat this up real quick. All right, and that popped on pretty easily. Might as well do the back. Damn, that's still really tight. Okay. It's in there. And this is a rubbery piece, so there's not going much going on back here. So just kind of be aware of that. Okay. Man, this is such a large figure. Okay. Exact same setup for the gray wolf. And we'll try to get his feet situated a little bit here. It does help just to get the stance a little wide, if it will let you. Okay. Doing this off camera, but I did heat this up with a heat gun. Putting the tail on, and for both of those, I only let the heat gun run for about 5 seconds. All right, and then last we've got our black wolf. No, the gray wolf doesn't want to stand. Okay. This is probably a good demonstration too, because I've kind of managed to have all them slightly, like, he's got the tallest stance, then shorter, then shortest, not the shortest possible, but the shortest out of these. So this should give you a good idea of what to expect from being able to display them. And even though he seems like he shouldn't be able to stand like this, the black wolf is standing pretty well now. I guess it's mostly because there is a little bit of weight forward here, because he's kind of leg wise, he's leaning back a little bit. But again, it just kind of shows you the center of gravity is going to be weird on these guys. And then me showing this off and thinking about it, like, I'm kind of curious whether I want to maybe put some figure stands under them, because they're holding their stance pretty well, and the joints out of the box are pretty tight. And the question is, is the foot gonna give over time? That's gonna be the least common denominator. Like, the feet are not as stiff as the other parts out of the box. So just kind of be careful. You might think you achieve this perfect standing stance, and then they take a shelf dive because gravity ambient temperature in the house took over, one, and they go flying. And these guys are so big, you'd probably want like a 1/6 scale type stand to hold them up. Okay, so the sculpts on these are pretty amazing. As you can see, there's a lot of like long fur in the top, around the forearms, back of the calves, obviously the tail. The rest is your imagination is meant to believe that the hair is short everywhere else. It's kind of painted like this is skin showing. So maybe these areas that aren't hairy are like bare skin. I don't know. Some different ways to interpret it. They do not have butterfly joints for the chest, but they've got articulation everywhere else. Disc, hinge, shoulder, bicep swivel, double elbow. The hands have a inner back and forth. Well, let me take it back. Some of them are back and forth, like the fists. The default claw hands are back and forth. There's a different set of claw hands that are kind of up and down. They have an up and down hinge. So you've got a variety of position. I would kind of expect these hands to be more like you're going to have them reach down to the ground. You're going to have this peg, to achieve that. So 3 sets of hands. The mouth can articulate, so you can have them open and close. I like that there's one head and not 5 or 6 different expressions, because as you saw, it does take a bit of work to get the heads off. I wish the ears were articulated. They, like, looking at them, they are separate pieces. I guess they're glued in, but they don't move at all. So that would have been nice if they could have done that, but not a deal breaker. Yeah, just look at that. That is crazy. That is a scary werewolf. There is a dumbbell joint here. There is waist swivel. Again, the joints are super stiff. I apologize. I'm not going to show off the range of motion, but you get these and you're ready to pose them. Do heat them up before you do so. Also, the hot water technique is a lot safer. I've been using a heat gun and I've been using it very carefully. You can put too much heat for too long and it will damage and warp material. So if you're using a heat gun, lightly heat it, stop. Lightly heat it, stop. Test. Okay, was that enough? I need a little bit more. Do just a little bit more. Stop. Test. And just slowly go into it to make sure you don't damage anything. The hips. This is a disc hinge system with soft ratchets. He does have, I'm gonna call this a knee for lack of a better term. Yeah, this is a knee. So he's got a double knee. You can see how far the knee's gonna go back. We'll call this the second knee. This is more like a sub heel. So you've got articulation there. And then you do have a rocker on the feet. You got some back and forth. The sculpt allows for quite a bit movement upwards, not so much back. but you're going to need it more for the forward motion to get, some extreme crouching poses. All right, so that is the figure. So to do some comparisons, we've got the Fury Planet werewolf, and it's like he's like a little baby version. There's a lot of similarity in the sculpt though. Like the same person sculpted these, and if the same person did it, they went for the exact same design discipline. The mechanics are a little bit different. Like he's got this multi-segmented tail. The hips don't have like a separate rotating upper piece. Like the rotation happens further up into the midsection. The crotch is a hard plastic instead of a rubber overlay. The mane is basically two pieces. So you got the piece here, and then this. Yep, see that? You got this extra piece here. So design differences definitely. Yeah, I think the gray wolf's the one that's gonna give me the trouble. The other guys seem to be okay, and it's the feet that are giving right now. So I could probably put him in a better stance to make the feet more sturdy. Okay, and last but not least, here's the old school Marvel Legends from way back in the day. What was this, like 2006 or something like that? This poor guy is just tiny, but he's a different character. He's more human-like than really wolf-like. But if we ever do get a werewolf by midnight, especially if we get the live action version, he's probably going to be more of this size. He's probably going to look quite a bit like this too, just maybe some more modern sculpting techniques. But it just gives you an example of how gigantic these guys are. So there's that. So all in all, these are some amazing figures. I definitely recommend getting them. I had a hard time deciding which ones I wanted to get. Like I wanted to get one of them, and I think if I had to choose, I would get the Black Wolf, just because he looks very scary and he's a different color than what other companies have made recently. But when I think of werewolves, I kind of think of brown also. The gray looks good. I chose not to get the white because I just thought not typical werewolf color. So you have choices, and that's the cool thing. These are available on Big Bad Toy Store right now. So if you need them, I would recommend going there to pick them up. So that's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, tune into more videos coming up. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.